Hey folks, Jimmy here, aka Pal of the Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a much overdue issue 71 of Imperium magazine. Now, as per usual, if you like these type of videos, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course, drop us a comment down below. I love hearing back from you guys, and it goes a massive way to helping the channel too. Now, issue 71, where do we begin? Now, issue 71, obviously I was missing it because, the shop I bought it from, they sold it, before I had a chance to go in there and get it. Now I've changed my pattern and I go in there in the morning instead of waiting until lunchtime. Really good stuff. Obviously this had the first sections for the Necron Lychguard, or Praetorians, if you wanted to make them as Praetorians. The magazine wants you to have them as Lychguard, in all honesty. So you will have extra bits and pieces if you are not making the Praetorians. So things like the shields, which you can utilise for things like scatter terrain, for instance, and make something a bit different with it. Entirely up to you though, of course, but that's what I intend to do with it, so not too bad. And I'm looking forward to finally building these guys up. Into the issue itself, though, we are greeted by the Lychguard themselves, so the Guardians of the Nobility. Prior to biotransference, those who would become Lychguard were elite warriors. Bodies of living metal have only enhanced their combat skills, making them some of the most lethal warriors in the galaxy. The Necron Lychguard carry war scythes. These are energy-bladed weapons that have served as the traditional weapons of the Necron nobility for thousands of years. The Lychguard wield those weapons with the same skill as their noble superiors, fighting in well-organised phalanxes and using these lethal weapons to carve apart their foe in melee combat. So obviously these are very more melee instead of ranged units. They have Guardian protocols, so they are designed to follow and guard any kind of high-ranking official nearby, so the nobility, whether it's your your warden or much more. But yeah, really cool stuff. They also have armour plating as well, so they possess expertly engineered bodies that are strong, flexible and resilient, and they are expected to do battle with the enemy's elite warriors and champions, and are therefore outfitted with reinforced armour plates capable of turning aside a few blows that land upon their living metal bodies. So if you are of course going for Praetorians, over some Lychguard will trade their war scythes for the hyperphase swords and for the shields as well, so they are pretty cool and they can utilise those if need be. So, but really good stuff. Obviously on the other page you get to do your usual stuff, including giving them battle records, so their retinue designation, battle damage and gifts of eons, as well as their legion commander and their glyph and much more. Entirely up to you how you want to go about doing it, but pretty damn cool, so why not? So, but yeah, we're really good. Moving on, we get information back from the Imperium and the age of the Dark Imperium. So 10,000 years have passed since the Emperor ascended to the Golden Throne. 10,000 years of hardship, toil, loss and horror. Doom and darkness now envelop the Imperium. So the warp storms that followed the opening of a great rift swallowed hundreds of star systems whole. It altered the flow of time and reality, vomiting uncontrolled energies into the void. Humanity perhaps suffered the worst effect of all races. The sheer size of the Imperium and its desperate reliance upon the Astronomicon rendering it vulnerable. To the Adeptus Terra, those worlds lost beyond the rift may as well have ceased to exist. It is just as possible for citizens of those worlds to believe that they are the last humans alive. So, obviously, the Dark Imperium is a very dark period in the whole history of Warhammer 40k. So, mankind was on its knees and at the brink, and chaos was ploughing through, and a lot of pushback had to happen in the end, mainly from the Emperor, and of course, obviously, the Horus Heresy afterwards and all that stuff. So they eventually kind of won through, but even the God Emperor was actually slain, and is now kind of essentially, just residing inside of the throne, and not really residing very much. But yeah, it is what it is. Pretty cool stuff. but it's quite interesting to read through a bit more of a Dark Imperium as well. Then we move forward, we get the heroes of the Black Templars. This is Helbrecht. So High Marshal Helbrecht is the leader of the pious Black Templars. He is a merciless crusader, motivated and empowered with his unwavering faith in the God Emperor and his burning hatred for all heretic and alien alike. So, Helbrecht is the living embodiment of his chapter. His battle brothers follow him to war without question, for where he treads, so too does the Emperor himself. So he speaks with the Emperor's word, and kind of a lot of focus is given to him, and he does push through. The Black Templars being obviously a cult of, in a way, in terms of their chapter, and pushing through. So they are pretty cool, and pretty damn good stuff as well. One of his greatest nemesis is Imhotep the Stormlord, though. So one of the Necron Stormlords, and Imhotep is one of the coolest ones as well. I'm not going to lie, I quite like Imhotep. He's pretty damn good. But yeah, really good information there. It's quite pretty cool to read about these heroes in a lot of issues as well. So there are some really cool ones. Talking of cool ones, we get Merek Grimaldus as well. So hero of Hell's Reach. Grimaldus is High Chaplain of the Black Templars. He is a paragon of the Imperial faith, bellowing litanies and prayers to the God Emperor as he leads his battle brothers into the fight. So, as you can tell, he is pretty cool. From his artwork, you can tell he carries that scepter, which kind of helps him plough forward. He has a servitor retinue as well, so he's often accompanied by a retinue of servitors. Each of these near-mindless cyborgs bears a holy relic from the ruins of the Temple of the Emperor Ascendant, the holy structure that Grimaldus and his warriors defended during the War for Armageddon. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I kind of like the Black Templars. They're a pretty cool set of chapter, and yeah, they look pretty damn good and a bit different. The story for this issue is also about the Black Templars, in all honesty, as well, going up against the Orcs and the Orc presence, rampaging through one of the, the worlds. But they're pretty cool. On the eve of battle, a champion rises from the Black Templars' ranks to confront the Xenos foe, and you get some pretty cool photos. So you get this pretty cool photo with the Black Templars facing off against Orcs, which is pretty cool. I'm not going to lie, I like that iconography, I like the way it looks, and the fact that it's been set up in such a way makes it just stand out, which is cool. I quite like that, really do. The story is pretty decent as well, so it's not a bad story. Definitely worth having a read through, and gives you a bit of insight into, the craziness that is the 41st millennium. And as you can see, my pages are ripping because they're all kind of being hole punched weirdly. Then we get more information about Rogue Trader stuff, so the incident at Arabeth 4. So, obviously Rogue Traders, very different. So obviously they encounter many different foes, so from Drukhari Raiders, Orc Freebooters, Traitors and Renegades, Eldari Corsairs, and much more. So, really cool stuff. And the Rogue Trader obviously being very focused around the Black Fortresses and Blackstone Fortresses. And you get also information about Captain Sloane, who's a pretty cool one from Rogue Trader as well. But yeah, really good stuff. And then we get heroes from the Necrons, which is a little bit different. So we get Oricon the Diviner. So the single eye of Oricon the Diviner reveals him to the secrets of time, space, and even fate itself. His astromantic powers allow him to read the skeins of fate and to direct events towards whichever path will benefit him the most. So, he is not forgotten that that his warnings were ignored, and he is not forgiven the Silent King for dismissing his concerns. And since he has awoke a cold body of metal and realised that all he had feared had come to pass, Oricon has offered true fealty to no master save himself. So he is very much out for himself in a lot of ways. But he's a bit more unique. He's got a weird head, hasn't he? With that kind of looping round into the chin. But yeah, really good stuff. And Heroes of Necrons. Who would have thought we would find out more information about all of them? We also get Anrakia the Traveller as well. So Enrique is a tireless warrior whose crusades for unity are nothing short of inspirational to some of his kin. Other Necron nobles, however, see him as a rogue, an opportunist, when I can say it properly, and a privateer little better than the plundering vermin of the lesser races. So, he's a little bit different. He likes to travel around, he likes to conquest, and he also likes to kind of plunder as he goes. So, a bit different. But yeah, really, really good stuff. Then we move on. We get our how to build guide. Fairly straightforward, I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah, it is straightforward. It's 2 pages. It's kind of dead easy, but slightly awkward at exactly the same time. And it also obviously depends if you're building Praetors or if you're building Lychguard. Entirely up to you. But really, really good stuff and quite interesting to have a look through. But as I say, you can of course utilise things like shields and other weapons as other bits and pieces if you wanted to, so you can utilise them in different ways. Your choice. So your battle, 50 power, obviously because it was a few issues ago. Very, very straightforward. 2 maps that we've had before. Deploying from opposite sides, 3 objectives. Have a bit of fun with it. Why not? Pretty good stuff. And that's it. So I'm not going to go through with what came out the week after because we've already gone through it. We've already seen it. We've already done it. And no point in repeating myself on that one. Anyway, that's it for that issue. Very, very straightforward. 71, obviously, sometimes these things happen where you get issues that are missing. Finally, back to up to scratch and standard, and a complete collection so far. So, but really, really good stuff. Anyway, thank you very, very much for watching. I will see you very, very soon. And hope you're enjoying your 40k. With that said, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.